to start with what we're all interested to know is what inspired this acoustic gig. Whose idea was it?
Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi. Just checking. I'm Toby. I'm introducing him because I didn't introduce myself. Toby's from 100%, which is our record company. Thank you very much.
I'm keeping off screen.
Oh, yeah. Basically, I was asked to do a DJ gig in the Zermatt Festival about 2 years ago, and I did that, and they said, oh, will you come back next year and bring SKUNK ANANSIE, because it's actually an acoustic festival. So SKUNK ANANSIE said, yes, that would be fun. And so we thought, well, if we're going to do all of that rehearsal and everything just to do one show, we might as well sneak another one in there in London, which is what we did. So really, it was a series of happy accidents. Mark was like, well, if we're going to do a gig, acoustic, we might as well film it, you know. So he said, I don't want to film it, let's get someone in to film it, and then if you're going to film it, then you've got to record it, so let's get Jeremy Wheatley, who's a genius, as you've just heard, to actually record the thing. And so finally you've got like an accident, you've got a DVD of an acoustic show. So it's a series of happy accidents that I think turned out quite well.
Great, and was it an easy process deciding which songs to feature in the set?
No.
Well, of course, it was all my idea, and from the beginning, first of all, we picked the songs that were obviously going to work acoustic, and then we started to realise that we needed more material, so we went through different songs to see if it actually works in the format, and process of elimination, really, but the song that did surprise us, said, was I Will Break You. We looked at that song, but we dismissed it. We thought it was just a heavy song, it's not going to work. But it did, it came out really good. So I think most SKUNK ANANSIE songs can be broken into acoustic, to be honest, but we picked the ones that probably had the strongest kind of hooks and melodies that we could make work for this show, I think.
So any tracks from your normal electronic set that didn't work when you tried it?
Yeah, quite a few actually. Because we did, I think we rehearsed, 30 songs we rehearsed, and a lot of them just sounded kind of wrong, and a lot of them sounded right. I mean, I was thinking the other day that probably only 25% of our songs were written acoustically, and they were mainly in the early days of then. And a lot of them were really, especially the new songs, the songs that we've done since 2009, they are all in a rehearsal room, with the whole band. And so consequently are quite complicated to break down and to redesign the guitars, because I mean, even though it's the same instrument, an electric guitar is completely different in terms of sound and sustain and all the delicacies as an acoustic. So you can't just take the big riffs and then just recreate them acoustically, as Ace found out. Because you have a gaping hole in the middle of the mid-range of your song. So it wasn't a simple process, it was not harder than we thought it was going to be. And so some songs just were wrong. And I think the most surprising thing for me was how many of the faster songs did actually work, like Break You, I Believed in You, Twisted, Charlie. Those songs actually worked really well once we had two guitars and we could do them that way. And we just didn't want to do all the mellow, all the slow songs, because then that would be really boring for us and really boring for the audience. So yeah, it was tricky.
And I'm sure you all have different answers to this next question. What was the hardest song to perform acoustically?
Hardest song? For me, it was all of them. Just because, playing quieter than I normally do was quite tricky, and the sticks that I were using were really horrible to use, so all of them for me.
Well, I think I showed everyone which was the trickiest one. It wasn't actually tricky, it's just that I had a fish brain moment, so I forgot one of the songs, one of the new arrangements. But other than that, it's quite simple, but also I wasn't playing acoustically. I'm a bit of a rebel, so I'm a bit of a rebel, so I don't like to do what everyone else is doing. So.
I think for me, I was actually sat next to Len there. I said I feel nervous watching the first song of the film. I'm not even playing. I think the first song was the most nerve-wracking for me. I think that was the hardest to walk onto the stage straight away and be playing Brazen. Just me and Skin, that was very scary. I thought, you know.
Great. If you want to see the full version of what happened to Cats, it's on the DVD extras.
Thanks, Toby. Yeah.
And I'll get my phone. I can't see it. Where is it? You can see it, no? What have I done?
What's that?
I took my phone. Sorry about that.
How did you decide on covering Paul Weller's You Do Something To Me, and what other songs have you considered covering?
We had a lot of songs. There was a big old list, and every day we'd make another big old list. But do you know, the thing about doing covers is that, you know, normally bands do them for marketing reasons, it gets more people in, it's familiar. We tend not to do them because it's not like we get a lot of radio play. So we tend to just, we don't really have that reason. So we always like, well, you know, we can do one of our own songs before we do something else. We've always got a new song. So that we can do instead of a cover. So it was more the part of, well, we're having this uphill challenge, so we might as well add another challenge in there and do an acoustic cover of a song that we like. I mean, we went through some really strange shit. Like, we had Depeche Mode verse and Stevie Wonder chorus, and we melded them together. It actually sounded quite cool, but we needed like about 2 years to actually work it out. So we went through quite a few ideas and some, you know, Water Boys and interesting covers, and I think that you have to be very careful about things. It's like finding a great song is written for whoever has sung it, and it's in their key and it's for them. So you have to find something that's for somebody else that is my key, and also my tone of voice singing it, and our vibe and our chemistry playing it. So even though there were a lot of really fantastic songs out there, they weren't going to work with SKUNK ANANSIE. So this one it's just one of my favourite songs, to be honest. It's in my top 10 favourite songs. And I love Paul Weller, and he's got like a black girl femininity to him. I don't know if you like me saying that, but he's always working with black girls, and he's always singing with black girls, and I think he's written for black girls. Okay, who did you do that album for? Anyway, confusion across the way. And so it was quite easy for me to jump and start singing that song, and I really enjoyed singing it. I had a good feeling for it, and I think it came together. What was that Oracle?
They married DC Lee, didn't they?
He married DC Lee. I didn't want to say it was into black girls. I didn't necessarily. I was talking intellectually, culturally. Not literally.
The acoustic recordings have been received extremely well. Is it setting a new musical direction for you guys?
Acoustic only from now on. I don't know. I think there'll be some more shows next year, and I think it's something that we'll always be able to come back and do now on a fairly regular basis. But I think we're still going to want to rock out quite regularly. Yeah.
Until we're about 83, then we might kind of revert to just acoustic. Yeah.
You were surrounded by friends and family at the Dover Ball gig. What was their reaction to the gig, and how did you feel playing in front of friends and family?
I think that, you know, sometimes that puts more pressure on you than playing in front of a normal audience. Because when your friends and your family are there, you feel like you're under a microscope, they're really watching you. So it makes you perform really well, I think. And it's really enjoyable. I think there's something inbuilt in us all that we like to perform well and impress them as well. So it's nice, actually.
My mum was there, and it's the first gig she's been to see, and she can't stand bad cussing, and she can't stand people talking about religion disrespectfully. So it was a joy for me.
Do you prefer playing in small, intimate venues, or do you like playing the large stadiums?
I think we like playing all of them. I mean, I think that if you're just playing little gigs, you feel like you're not getting anywhere. stadium gigs or big gigs, and you just kind of feel like you're always away too far from everybody, a bit disconnected. So it's nice to do big gigs for the glory, and it's nice to do little gigs for the intimacy.
And is there one specific gig that stands out as your favourite in your career?
Everyone's got different energy to this one, or different feeling. I really liked Gallipoli in Italy that we just did like 2-3 weeks ago. It was crazy. Who was the band that got picked up before us? The DJ. Who was it again? Should I even say that? No, I won't. I can't actually remember. I can't remember anything.
What?
For me, it probably was that one. That was pretty bad. They were screaming for blood 45 minutes before we walked on stage, and it was crazy.
Probably the water splash, water rats. Water splash. Splash club? Water rats. Probably the water rats gig we did when we first got back together again in 2009 in April. They were really crazy, tiny little venue, and it was just a really, really good time, really good night.
Yeah, I tend to like smaller gigs myself. And my favourite was Glastonbury 1999. When we headlined.
I can't really remember much more than that day, so the last one we did was probably my favourite one.
Where was that?
It's quite remarkable. Ace is the oracle. He's the one who remembers everything. He remembers the small details. He remembers the colour of your shoelaces on a day 6 years ago. But then you ask him what happened yesterday and he has no idea.
Getting old days.
Do you find it hard balancing touring with social and family life?
Oh, yes.
Do you find it hard balancing touring, life on the road?
Yes, about to be result of that I've got to go pick up a child actually in half an hour at the station. So it's always difficult. I think it is for everybody though, isn't it? Not just people in bands. I just think life is just social, family, work life, trying to get it all right in the busy world that we all live in. I think it's hard for everybody. So yes, is the answer to that. It's about to be few.
Next question.
Next. Well, I think a really good question to end on is to ask you what's coming next.
What is
We're going to South Africa.
You have to ask our agent and our manager. Yes, no, we've got 2 gigs in South Africa. I just really reminded of. We've been doing a lot of workshops with kids in our gigs, which has been really fantastic. And then maybe some acoustic gigs. Is that right, guys? Yeah. Yes.
And I'm really tall. Isn't that right?
And then I think we're taking. Should I say that now?
No.
No.
Week off.
Yeah.
So we don't know, obviously. We don't know anything.
Well, you never know anything, you know. It's great. It's wonderful. Just bubble through life.
Well, thank you. That's the end of the questions. It's been a pleasure working with you guys on this release.
I just want to say thank you very much to Colin.
Thanks, Henry.
And also thank you to Rami who put this together. It's really beautiful. Thank you very much to Rami.
Massive thank you also to the young manager and Charlie, our agent.
So thank you to Mr. Jeremy Weekly, of course, and his young assistant Adam. Thank you very much.
So thank you to the man in the red jacket, the super skunk fan. He's at every single show, all the time, knows everything. He knows more than us, actually. If we want to know when the record's coming out, we ask him. And I'm glad that I saw him in the middle there with his red jacket on, jumping up there. So thank you, Theo.